Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by my channel. It's Rachel and I'm bringing you another week of What's for Dinner. This one will be short and sweet because on top of contracting a sinus and ear infection, I've just been super busy with these little babies right here. They're growing so fast and it won't be long before they're ready to move outdoors with the big girls, and I had to get their coop ready. And here is one who is very curious and wanting to check us out. I have my suspicions that we may have a rooster or two on our hands, which would be very unfortunate because I'm not allowed to have roosters. We live in the city, so if so, I'll have to rehome them. But for right now, we're just going to enjoy them. We finally got some warm weather and I've been outside all morning. I had grandkids overnight and was busy. No time for cooking or filming or editing. I don't know what I'm doing with my channel right now, but dinner has to be made tonight. So I dug out a ham that I had in the freezer. You can see the frozen, like, consolidated oil or grease or fat's the word. Anyway, right now I just have a little water, some potatoes, and that ham. It's not cooked down enough to put the lid on all the way, but that's okay. We're just gonna work with it. Here I'm just picking off the ham from the ham bone, and you can see down inside that bone where all the marrow was, and it's cooking out, and that just adds so much flavor and nutrients to your pot. I just let it simmer while the kids and I were outside playing and working. And of course we had some of the sourdough bread that was left over from when Ava and I baked it on Saturday to go with this meal. It was so delicious. So we like to put a little bit of cheese on our sizzle steaks, and we're going to make sandwiches out of these. Just kind of like a little cheeseburger, I guess, on white bread with mayo. This was a food that when Bill and I first got together, and you know how when you just start getting to know each other and learning foods that each person likes, this was one of his foods. And so I was like, okay, I know there's no way in the world that I'm going to like this, but I ended up really liking these. They're great, like, guilty pleasure food. So I'm just going to put these cheese slices, it's just American cheese, and just kind of put the lid on and let them melt. And then we'll just make our sandwiches. It's a really quick and easy dinner tonight. Have some tater tots on the side. Don't pull your cheese off of the other slices. All right. ground beef and ground sausage mixture is almost done. And so far what I've done is added 2 pounds of ground beef and half a pound of Italian sausage, some onion, some garlic. I'm just cooking that up together. And now that I have all of that meat cooked up, I'm just going to add a can of diced tomatoes and green chilies, or rotel. I'm getting a pot of water started, and I'm cooking up some linguine. And this dish is called drunken noodles. It calls for white cooking wine, but you can substitute chicken stock, and that's what I usually do. So I am going to finish getting this sauce part cooked up while my water starts to boil. I'm adding a little bit of fresh red pepper flakes. And of course, that is optional. Especially, you know, you may not want to do that if you're feeding small children that don't like spicy food. So next we'll add the chicken broth or white wine if you choose. I'm using a whole cup because I'm basically doubling my recipe. And I'm going to turn that up on medium-high heat and just let that cook until the liquid reduces by half. Then we'll add our pasta. I'm making a can of green beans to go with it, and I love using bacon grease in my green beans. I just drain out the water, and these little speckles right there are like bacon crumbles, so it really makes your green beans taste really delicious. I just cook them on low, and they get a really nice smoky flavor. You don't have to really do anything else to them. Alright, all I'm going to do now is transfer some of the noodles over into this big pan with the sauce. It's very al dente, but we're going to mix it, cover it, and let these noodles continue to cook. And that's it. That is all there is to this meal. Dinner is ready. It's always so surprising to people when they taste this and they see just how much flavor is in it. But those noodles cook in that sauce and absorb all of the flavors, and it's just so good. You can use any kind of noodle that you want. I think traditionally egg noodles is used, but we've used spaghetti, we've used fettuccine, and I'm sharing a recipe card from my recipe book in case anybody wants to screenshot it and give it a try. But anyway, that is the last meal that I have to share this week because I had that terrible sinus infection that just lasted all week, and we had leftovers to get us through the week from 2 of the meals that I made. We also went out to dinner one night, and then on the very last day of the week, I was just super busy working in the garden on the chicken coop and all of that fun stuff. Even though it was super windy, I was able to set up the little chickies grow out coop right next to the other chickens coop so that when it's time they can be integrated. I also took out the seedlings that the kids and I planted over winter and put them in the greenhouse. It won't be long until we're doing a garden tour and going out to pick fresh veggies from the garden to make dinners, which is one of my most favorite things in the history of ever. But that was my busy week full of whatever and a couple of meals. So thank you so much for coming by and watching the video. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can see any of my videos that I post in the future. See you later. Bye for now.